Just first off, thanks to Penn State University, the ABCA, the NCAA on hosting this wonderful championship. We're excited to be here. The guys have put in a lot of work over, a long time to be here, and it's one of their objectives and their goals to do all that they could to put themselves in a position to be here. So hats off to the hosts. Again, from all over, and all the work and energy they've put into it, and it's an exciting time for these guys. Just happy for the boys, excited for them, and in the end, when you're here at this opportunity, you get to play a little more volleyball, so that's the fun thing.
We open it up again, please identify yourself before your first question. Thanks.
Coach Gordon Brunskill from the San Diego Times, Two-Year State College. How different is the experience from what you went through in 2014 as far as just being a part of the national championship?
Yeah, right now it's real similar because we got, we're just the day before, and so the excitement, the energy, just all those wonderful things that are part of being in championship moments and being part of a championship experience. Those things are really familiar, and so we as a staff have done, tried our best to kind of mentor these guys and talk them through, the emotions and the pushes and pulls of this experience in terms of people wanting this or that, or time, and we've tried to monitor that. But so those are a lot of similar things, and so it's exciting to just be in a great venue. And be surrounded by wonderful people that are going to go and compete and play some ball.
Ben, Vinny Lopes here from Off the Block. Can you talk about your team and how it's different compared to when you played Long Beach State at the start of the season?
Yes. First off, really nice to meet you.
Nice.
Second off, we're just really excited to play Long Beach. They're a better team, but so are we. So it's just going to be really fun to get out and just play more volleyball.
Jay Drew from the Salt Lake Tribune. Ben, you guys haven't played in, I guess it's going to be over a week and a half.
Yeah.
How will that affect you, if at all?
It affected us last week in practice. We didn't take that whole week off. We practiced every single day, worked really, really hard, and so we treated last week as if we were preparing for a game, and so it's been really streamlined just coming here and just keeping in the mode of competition.
Sean, do you think Long Beach, having played last night, is an advantage, getting used to the facility and all that?
Yeah, no, I think you can look at it both ways. They got here, but they traveled a lot earlier than we did, and no doubt they were able to get here, kind of feel the lights in the arena. But we've now been in there, practiced. We've been able to get in the gym. We're going to have another opportunity to get in here, and so I think you can look at it both ways, and so we'll see. But there's no doubt that our guys, when the whistle blows, they'll be ready to go, and they're going to play, and they're going to play at a very high level, and they're going to compete at a high level. And so it's yet to be said, because I think you can, again, we were able to spend some time at home and practice and prep and do all those things instead of being on the road traveling. So we'll see come tomorrow.
Brandon Gurry from the Desert News. You've spoken all year about the depth of your team and being able to practice against that depth. Can you maybe speak to how that comes into play in preparing you guys for this?
Yeah, these guys will probably speak better than I can, but they know that, when we get an opportunity to have this group versus that group, they know that the level's very high, that it's competitive, and we want those guys to beat up on each other in practice in that setting. We want them to be competitive, to kind of put themselves out there, and they do that. And we've got a lot of people can see that there is a lot of depth on this team, and so it's helped us. It's allowed us to at times rest guys when we whether it's a practice setting or a match setting, and so we've tried to take full advantage of that. And of course, it's hard at times for some of these guys that are really, really talented but don't get to see as much court time as others. But I truly believe their attitude has been more of a team effort and a team attitude. and they've stayed that way. And I believe their teammates see that too. I believe their teammates see the work and every effort that they put in to and helping these guys or those guys improve, because that's what they're doing.
Jake, this year you guys had a new setter in Leo, and I want to ask you, as an outside attacker, how long does it take for you to get that connection with a setter and feel comfortable with them?
I'm not sure if I'm the right person to ask, just because I've only had 2 setters. But it didn't take too long. Preseason, we were trying to connect a little bit, but by the time we started playing, it's been good.
Brendan, can you speak to your progress throughout the season? Obviously, you have a very famous older brother, and there's times where you look a lot like him out there. Talk about the strides you've been able to make this season and just becoming a better player.
I mean, yeah, my brother's a really good player, and I kind of try to model my game after him a little bit because we're pretty similar in some areas. So, and he's a very good player, so he's a good guy to look up to. But I think my success basically comes from most other guys on the team, because Ben is hitting the ball unbelievably, and so is Jake. And when you have Ben on the right side taking the defense over to him, it makes the job a lot easier for me. And then Jake coming on the big, and our middle is getting up hard. It really opens it up for me.
Ben, I'd love to get your perspective on this. Off the court, what's the biggest difference personality-wise between Taylor and Brandon? Because you had an opportunity to play with both of them.
Oh gosh, yeah. What is it? I don't know. Someone just has better game with the ladies, but I won't say it's you, Brendan. No, they're both different. Like Brendan, I've known Brendan since he was 13 or 14 years old, so he's kind of always been like a little brother, and Taylor was like my idol growing up. So it's a different dynamic, but just both really good guys, both really fun to play with, and both very different. They are different players. Brendan is not his brother. He is his own player in his own right, so he's worked hard to be where he is.
Ben, Long Beach is one of the few teams that beat you guys, or the only team that swept you guys. How will that play into how the match goes tomorrow night? Do you think that'll give them confidence, and is that something that concerns you guys?
It gives us confidence. We're just excited to get out there and compete. Volleyball is, organic sport, and it's always changing, and we have changed, and we're just ready to see Long Beach tomorrow.
Coach, so much is made of the altitude when teams come in your place now that affects serving, but I want to ask, when you guys go on the road, is there an inverse effect with your team and the lack of altitude affecting your serving at all?
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that the guys, they love to go sea level, and I don't know if that's, you can see Jake's nodding. I mean, there's definitely some confidence that those guys get. And whether or not there's a major, earth-shattering scientific movement in terms of the ball, I've always, the guys, if they're feeling that and they feel it, and I can get up there and I can bang the ball, then yeah, you can, go, go rip it, get after it. And so there's definitely, there is definitely a difference. And so the guys have felt very confident in their approach outside of the Smith Fieldhouse, and they've gotten better and better in the Smith Fieldhouse, to be honest, over the course of the season. And that's been more impressive, in my opinion, is just being able to, improve some things that maybe weren't where we needed them to be at the start of the season. And so we've given, there's certain guys on our team that have a green light, we call it, and those guys that have the green light, we encourage them to be aggressive, be assertive, and they're able to kind of feel how the match is unfolding and get after it when they need to.
Brendan, one of the things that's a little unique with you guys is you've already had your finals, so you're done with the semester. Do you feel that's an advantage for you guys compared to other teams that are trying to balance all their final exams and everything?
I mean, I guess so, but we had to go through this. We had our finals and everything when we were playing the MPSF championships and all that, so we had to struggle with that back then. And I mean, it's not easy, but it's something you have to do when you play volleyball and also go to school.
And I also want to ask, so much is made on BYU TV about, I believe it's your grandmother's juice. Did she bring some for you? Is she coming to?
They were actually not able to make it out here, but she would have made it if she came out here.
And when you guys played Long Beach, you probably had your worst weekend of the season.
Thanks for bringing it up.
What was going on there, and how have you corrected that?
No, it was a very interesting weekend. I don't make excuses. I wasn't feeling that well. Took some medication I probably should have taken. But yeah, it was just not the best of weekend, but it was only uphill from there. So again, we'll see Long Beach again tomorrow.
Do you guys have anything, team activities planned, that, like, how do you guys plan to spend your downtime?
Sleeping.
They'll be busy enough. They'll have a little downtime here and there, but we've got preparation for these opponents. We've got different film activities as a team, individually. So they'll stay occupied, and if it comes that we've got some downtime, we'll make sure that they're smart about what they're doing and possibly do some things together. But as of right now, these guys don't care about any of that. I think they're ready. They want to play a volleyball match, and so we're going to keep them focused in their time kind of centered around that and be wise with their time. But these guys individually, we need to give them some time where it's completely free, because I know that each of them go through an individual preparation for the match. And so it's really important for us to honor that and to make sure that we find the time that, we're not going here for lunch or there. We're just keeping on track with what we've always been doing. And so the schedule for us, as much as we can keep it normal through in terms of how we've traveled all year, we're going to keep it completely normal. We're not going to do anything outside unless we have to, unless we've got to be here right now, because this isn't normal, but we'll do this. And then any other thing that's mandatory, these guys know how to travel. They've done a phenomenal job at that, and so they know what they're doing.
Ben, I know you've probably been asked this question 10,000 times, so I apologize.
It's hair.
You went on, well, the hair I do want to hit on later, but
Great.
But I want to ask, you went on a mission trip for 2 years.
Yes.
What was the biggest thing as a person, not necessarily a volleyball player, but as a person you're able to take away from that experience?
Oh, that is a great question. Honestly, just determination and character. I think a mission is an environment where it's high pressure a lot of the time, because you're trying to serve other people and you take into account their lives and their responsibilities, and you try to benefit them in some way. So it's kind of a high pressure situation that you're taking on someone else's life. And that transcends into volleyball, that you're just like in a high pressure situation all the time. And then character wise, you're doing this for a very long time and leaving your life behind, and so it teaches you more about who you are and the kind of person that you want to be. So coming back, it was really beneficial for me to go on a mission just to kind of build up who I was and the kind of person that I want to be athletically, and also just as a person for the rest of my life.
And then on a lighter note, do you have to ask about the hair since Coach brought it up? What type
Please,
of product?
yes.
What type of product do you put in it?
What type of product are you using?
So
'Cause
I
can tell
use
them
both
that.
paste and then I'll use some hairspray.
Okay.
So I feel like I really want to have a hair off with you to see who
Okay.
could wear it better. But
Hair off.
yeah.
We're staying at the Days Inn if you want to come
Yeah,
each other's
it's-
hair. Totally.
Degrading.
Yeah. Actually, one more hair question, Coach. Why did you opt not to grow a mustache for this NCAA tournament?
Yeah,
So
we
can
can't answer that
We can
question.
answer that one
No.
for you.
I told somebody, I didn't want to go that long without a kiss from my wife again, But no, that happened. The way that happened that year, we've got the honor code. You've got to be clean shaven and all that. And there was a little time with the women's team where we had about a week where we found before the selection Sunday, and so the girls went home to their families and this and that, and maybe off the record I didn't shave as much as I should have. And when I was going back to the meeting, I just looked myself in the mirror, and I was like, oh, okay, I need to shave, but at BYU you can keep a mustache, but it's got to be above your lip, And so I thought, hey, let's see what happens here. And you got there, and the girls just thought it was the funniest thing ever. And so, okay, let's go with it. And then I think nobody believed I would do it, through the first round of the tournament or second, and then it just went from there. And there was no intentions to it, but it was fun, and forever those pictures with that team that made a great run I'll have a creepy mustache.
Can you talk more about Long Beach as a team? What makes them successful What champions?
Yeah, they've got a lot of great players all over the place, you know, at every single position. So their pin hitters, their middles are going to be really active. They're always available to be set at all times, and they're going to look for them. And so it's just I think it's similar to all these teams at this point that they've got good players in every position. And so it's going to be about who can kind of just be steady throughout the entire course of a match. Not right from the start, not at the end, but we've just got to be able to make good plays throughout the course of the match and make good decisions as well. And they've got a couple kids that are, you know, if you want to call elite players, they've got a few, and so does every team though here. So if you look at each team, we're all pretty similar. You know, there's good players everywhere. Got a couple standout players that are, you know, that are going to be, some of them will be honored tomorrow night at the All-American banquet, this and that. But no doubt they're a good team, and Alan's done a great job. He's been there forever, you know, back for a long time, and he's been consistently successful. And that's what you would hope for from a coach, to continually push their guys every year, year in and year out. That's a team that's battling at the top of the MPSF every year. So that's what there is ahead.
Final questions? Brandon, Jake, Ben, Coach, good luck.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thanks, guys.